The great Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." These timeless words hold a depth of wisdom, and today, we're embarking on a journey guided by Buddha's teachings to explore 11 things you should quietly eliminate from your life. As we examine each lesson, Buddha's wisdom will illuminate our path to inner peace and enlightenment. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Stop explaining yourself to those who cause you pain. It's a natural impulse to want to justify our actions or feelings when we've been hurt by someone. But this habit can lead to unnecessary suffering. Buddha wisely stated, "You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger." This quote highlights how the anger and pain we feel while explaining ourselves to those who have hurt us can harm us more than anyone else. By letting go of the need to explain ourselves to those who cause us pain, we free ourselves from the emotional weight of seeking validation or understanding from them. This doesn't mean ignoring our feelings or disregarding the importance of healthy communication. It means recognizing that some people may not be open to our explanations or willing to change their perspective. Instead, we should focus on healing and growth, finding peace and understanding within ourselves, rather than relying on external validation. This lesson encourages us to prioritize our well-being, understanding that our peace of mind should not hinge on the approval or understanding of others, especially those who've caused us pain. Lesson 2. Avoid oversharing the details of the end of relationships. Buddha wisely advised, "Speak only endearing speech, speech that is welcomed." Speech, when it brings no evil to others, is a pleasant thing. This guidance reminds us to respect the privacy of past relationships and avoid unnecessary gossip. When relationships end, it's often an emotionally charged time for both parties. Buddha's teachings call us to practice discretion and compassion in our words during these moments. Oversharing intimate or sensitive details about a relationship's end can cause additional pain, not only to ourselves but also to the other person. Consider whether what you're about to share is truly necessary and beneficial, or if it merely spreads negativity. Respecting the boundaries and privacy of past relationships helps us maintain dignity and promotes harmony in our personal and social lives. Often, silence can be the most eloquent and respectful response in these situations. Lesson 3. Release unnecessary goals. Buddha, the Enlightened One, shared profound wisdom when he said, "The trouble is, you think you have time." This timeless teaching urges us to reflect on the fleeting nature of life and the preciousness of each moment we are granted. It reminds us that we often waste our most valuable resource, time, by pursuing goals that may ultimately hold little significance. Imagine your life as a limited collection of moments, each one a unique gem woven into the fabric of your existence. Now, consider how often we let these precious gems slip away by chasing after goals that lack true importance. These unnecessary goals can come in many forms, from material pursuits driven by societal expectations to minor objectives that fail to align with our core values and purpose. To follow Buddha's wisdom is to begin a transformative journey of introspection and prioritization. This journey calls on us to examine our aspirations and discern which ones genuinely resonate with our inner values, contribute to our growth, and benefit others. By letting go of goals that are superfluous or out of sync with our authentic path, we liberate ourselves from the distractions that can lead to dissatisfaction. This teaching encourages us to streamline our ambitions, focusing on those that truly nourish our souls and enrich our lives. It invites us to treat each moment as an irreplaceable gift. In doing so, we unlock the potential to create a life that is not merely a series of pursuits, but a meaningful and purposeful journey. So let us heed this ancient wisdom, refocusing our energies on goals that matter deeply, allowing us to make the most of our time and live a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. Lesson 4. Refrain from raising your voice in frustration or anger. Imagine a moment when you're consumed by anger or frustration. You feel compelled to let out your emotions by raising your voice, perhaps to assert your point or release pent-up tension. However, Buddha, in his timeless wisdom, offered a powerful analogy. He compared holding on to anger to grasping a hot coal with the intent to throw it at someone else. The profound insight here is that, by holding on to anger, you end up burning yourself. This analogy clearly illustrates that anger not only harms the intended recipient, but often causes even greater damage to the person holding on to it. When we raise our voices in frustration or anger, it frequently leads to a cycle of negativity. First, it can escalate the situation, making constructive resolution more difficult to achieve. Second, it damages our relationships, as yelling can be hurtful and create emotional distance. But most importantly, it impacts our mental and emotional well-being. Harboring anger can lead to stress, anxiety, and an inner sense of turmoil. So, what is the alternative? Buddha's guidance encourages us to practice patience and calmness. Lesson 5. Practice patience instead of reacting impulsively. When you feel the heat of anger rising, take a step back and allow yourself to cool down. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. Rather, it means acknowledging your feelings while choosing not to let them dictate your actions. Practicing patience allows you to gain clarity, helping you approach the situation with a calm and rational mindset. This not only improves the chances of finding a solution that benefits everyone involved, but also preserves the harmony in your relationships. Buddha's teaching on avoiding raised voices during moments of anger reminds us that true strength lies in mastering our emotions, rather than letting them control us. By embracing patience and calmness, we sidestep unnecessary suffering and create more harmonious interactions with others. So, the next time you feel anger building, recall Buddha's wisdom and choose patience to navigate life's challenges. Lesson 6. Stop constantly comparing yourself to others. In this lesson, we reflect on Buddha's profound wisdom regarding the negative impact of comparison. He warned that comparing ourselves to others breeds jealousy and insecurity, underscoring how this habit can plant seeds of negative emotions within us. When we continuously compare ourselves to others, we often set ourselves up for feelings of inadequacy. Our focus shifts to what others have achieved, causing us to overlook our unique qualities, talents, and strengths. This cycle of comparison can diminish our self-esteem, leaving us feeling less valuable than we truly are. To follow Buddha's timeless advice, we must embrace our uniqueness and stop measuring our worth against others. Each individual's journey is unique, shaped by their experiences, circumstances, and choices. By celebrating our own strengths and accomplishments, we cultivate self-acceptance and inner contentment. Moreover, refraining from constant comparisons fosters a healthier mindset. Instead of fixating on others' achievements, we can direct our energy towards self-improvement and personal growth that aligns with our own values. This lesson encourages us to honor our unique path and realize that it is distinctly ours. Letting go of the habit of comparison opens the door to self-worth, inner peace, and a more authentic, fulfilling life. Lesson 7. Avoid mindless use of social media. Buddha's teaching that the mind is everything. What you think, you become, holds significant relevance in today's digital age, particularly regarding social media. In our modern world, it's easy to fall into mindless scrolling and superficial interactions on social media. Many of us spend hours each day absorbed in our screens, consuming content that doesn't necessarily enrich our lives or foster genuine connections. To truly embody Buddha's teaching, it's essential to approach social media with mindfulness and intentionality. Instead of aimlessly scrolling, consider focusing on building positive, meaningful connections. This means being deliberate about the content you consume and share, as well as the interactions you engage in. Ask yourself if the time spent on social media is adding value to your life, or if it's simply a source of distraction and comparison. Make an effort to connect authentically, engage in conversations that matter, and share content that uplifts and inspires. By using social media mindfully, you can align your online presence with your values, ensuring that your thoughts and actions in the digital realm contribute to your personal growth and well-being. Remember, the mind truly is everything, and how you engage with it, even online, can profoundly influence your life's path. Lesson 8. Let go of the need for external validation. Lesson 8 focuses on a common tendency, the pursuit of external validation. Many of us rely on others' approval and recognition to feel worthy or confident. Yet, Buddha offers a powerful reminder. You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. This wisdom encourages us to derive our worth from within, rather than relying on others' opinions or judgments. Imagine a life where, instead of seeking validation from others, you prioritize self-love and acceptance. This shift allows you to see yourself as inherently valuable, independent of external validation. This doesn't mean you shouldn't appreciate praise or recognition. Rather, it means your self-esteem isn't entirely dependent on it. By focusing on inner validation, you build a foundation of self-confidence and contentment that endures. So, release the need for constant approval from others and nurture the relationship you have with yourself. After all, it's the most important one you'll ever have. Lesson 9. Embrace imperfection over perfectionism. Buddha, the wise sage, once taught, "There is no perfection in this world, only striving for it." This lesson invites us to explore our relentless pursuit of perfection and to embrace the inherent imperfections that make us human. In a world that often glorifies unattainable ideals, it's vital to remember this guidance. Perfectionism can be a double-edged sword. While it may drive us to high standards, it often leads to harsh self-criticism and anxiety. Buddha's teaching encourages us to let go of the illusion of perfection and instead accept our imperfections as a fundamental part of our humanity. By doing so, we free ourselves from self-doubt and unrealistic expectations. We learn to appreciate the beauty in our flaws and the growth that comes from our mistakes. This shift enables us to focus on progress rather than perfection, empowering us to set meaningful goals, work diligently, and enjoy the journey of self-improvement without the overwhelming weight of unattainable ideals. Lesson 9 teaches us that true personal growth and fulfillment don't lie in relentlessly chasing an unattainable ideal. Instead, they come from recognizing and accepting our imperfections. This lesson invites us to live by the principle of continuous improvement, where every step forward, no matter how small, is a cause for celebration. In embracing our flaws, we encounter the essence of our humanity and discover a deep sense of contentment and self-compassion. Lesson 10. Release unrealistic expectations. In the realm of Buddhist wisdom, Lesson 10 emphasizes the importance of letting go of unrealistic expectations. Buddha's words, "The root of suffering is attachment," encapsulate this teaching. Let's dive deeper to understand. Unrealistic expectations often arise from attachment, a fixation on how things should be rather than how they actually are. This attachment can lead to discontentment as we pursue ideals that may be impossible or misaligned with life's fluid nature. Imagine setting unattainably high standards for yourself, your relationships, or your achievements, becoming emotionally attached to these ideals as if they were the only route to happiness. When reality doesn't meet these expectations, suffering follows, manifesting as frustration, disappointment, or even defeat. Buddha's wisdom guides us to release our attachment to these unrealistic expectations, finding contentment in the present. This doesn't mean abandoning all goals and aspirations. Rather, it's about approaching life with flexibility and acceptance. By letting go of rigid expectations, we open ourselves to the beauty of each moment. We learn to appreciate what we have, acknowledge our progress, and find fulfillment in the journey itself rather than obsessing over the destination. In doing so, we free ourselves from the cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. Incorporating this teaching can profoundly transform our experience of the world. It invites us to practice mindfulness, to fully appreciate life as it unfolds, and to value the imperfections and uncertainties that make our journey unique and meaningful. As we navigate life's complexities, let's embrace Buddha's wisdom and release the shackles of unrealistic expectations. Doing so opens us to a more authentic, fulfilling experience of life, where contentment is found not in an imagined future but in the beauty of the present moment. Lesson 11. Speak only what improves on silence. Buddha's wisdom resonates in his timeless advice. Do not speak unless it improves on silence. This guidance invites us to reflect deeply on the words we choose and their impact on our relationships and surroundings. Gossip, often a source of idle negativity, is something we should consciously avoid. Instead, let's cultivate a mindful and compassionate approach to communication, where our words uplift, build understanding, and promote peace. Gossip may sometimes seem harmless, but it can have far-reaching impacts. Gossip involves discussing or spreading rumors about others, often without their knowledge or consent. This behavior can erode trust, lead to misunderstandings, and create tension among individuals. When we engage in gossip, we unknowingly contribute to a negative environment where mistrust and negativity can take root. To follow Buddha's wisdom, we should take a moment to pause and consider if our words are enhancing the silence or simply disrupting it. Instead of engaging in gossip, we can choose to direct our energy into conversations that inspire and uplift. Mindful communication means listening actively, showing empathy, and speaking with kindness and honesty. By refraining from gossip and embracing a mindful approach to communication, we build healthier relationships, cultivate trust, and create a space where silence becomes a foundation for positive, meaningful exchanges. As we conclude our exploration of these 11 lessons inspired by Buddhist teachings, it's important to remember that the journey toward inner peace and happiness is deeply personal and introspective. By consciously working to eliminate these habits from your daily life, you can clear the way for a more enriching and harmonious existence. If the insights shared in this video have resonated with you, please show your support by giving it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to our channel for more content focused on enhancing well-being, and don't forget to activate the notification bell to stay updated. We would love to hear your reflections and experiences in the comments section below. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we look forward to exploring more paths to peace and fulfillment together.